Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Last episode, when we completed, we had the divine darshan of Lord Govinda and then took a heartfelt darshan of other deities inside the sanctum and came out of the temple with a mind full of thirst, thinking of Sri Srinivasa. When our next darshan be? It all entirely depends on His absolute divine grace. Let us bow our heads before His lotus feet and wait for our next darshan. Now, in this episode about the Lord, I decided to talk about a full complete day of Sri Venkatesha, from dawn to night when he is put into his divine slumbers. Every day of him opens with 2-day Vaidika activities under the Vaikhanasa Ahama, under which this temple is run with. It is said the Lord himself came to this world as Vaikhanasa Murti and taught the Agamas and Vaidikas to be followed by them. Approximately 2 a.m., the Sannadhi opens with the famous Suprabhada Seva. This is open to public. The main door of the Mahadwaram is open in the presence of the officials, the Vaikhanasa Archakas, that is the priests, and the Jiyar Swamivaru, who is the custodian of the temple's activities as a whole. Doors on the gold one Bhangaru Vakili, that is opened in the august presence of all of these three. Now again, when the golden door opens, the priest enters inside, saying the starting line of the famous Venkatesha Suprabhadam, which is heard in every household all over the world. Kausalya Suprajarama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam Daivamaniham. This means, O Rama, the son of Kausalya, the sun is set to rise in the eastern skies. Please arise. Please get up to perform the divine duties, the obligations of the day. The Suprabhadam, which was penned by Pratibhati Bhayangaram Annangaracharya in the 15th century, is recited in front of the Almighty Venkatesha Swamivaru every day morning. There is only a break in the month of Margari, that is the Dhanurmasya, between December 15th to January 15th, when Andal Natya's Tirupavai is recited the whole month. Now the Suprabhadam is recited when the door opens again and the priest closes the door with a velvet screen. We stand reciting along with all the Suprabhadam, within which time the descendants of Talapakam Annamacharya recites a Bhupala Raga, standing in the second mandapam, the bogus Srinivasar, who is in his slumbers on the gold velvet bed, is risen and taken inside the sanctum. All this happens simultaneously during the recital of Suprabhadam. In the meantime, near the Ranganatha, the golden deity outside, the Anga Pradakshana starts and people with their wet clothes starts rolling down the prakaram when the Suprabhadam goes on inside. Suprabhadam is going on inside, Perumal gets from his slumber and the Aarti is shown to him, and now the day starts. Next comes the Thirumala Seva. Before the Thirumala starts, the Abhishekam is conducted for the Bohas Srinivasa Murti. He will be seated on a silver chair and will be performed with the Abhisheka from the water from Akasha Ganga. Next, the original lotus feet of Lord Srinivasa is done with the Abhishekam. Now the Vedic chanting of the Purusha Shuktas from the Vedas will be simultaneously chanted. After that, the Akasha Ganga's holy water will be sprinkled on Lord Venkatesha himself and all other deities inside the sanctum. Then the Bohas Srinivasa will be fully decorated with suitable ornaments, silk rolls and all valuables. Now starts the Thirumala Seva. The garland for all the deities in the sanctum will be kept ready the day before, evening itself stored inside the storage near the Narsimha Sannadhi. This will be carried on the heads of the Ekanki, the representative of the Jiyar, who takes along in the Pradakshanam and brings inside the sanctum. The Jiyar Swami gives the garland to the priest one by one. First to the Bohas Srinivasar, next to the Lord Venkateshwara himself, starting from his divine neck, then the divine chest, Vakshasalam, where the Mahalakshmi Taya resides, then to the conch and the Sudarshana Chakra. After that, from the holy arms to the navel to the waist, long garlands are put on him. Every part of him is decorated with beautiful flower garlands. As such, when the Tamil Vedas, Tirupavai and Prabandhams will be recited along with. When everything is over, now you open your eyes, heart and soul are filled with His divine beauty, where we find it very difficult to take our eyes off Him. This happens for at least half an hour This is again open to public and we get a chance to. It is a real half an hour where we could never forget in our lifetime. Next starts the Kulubu. The Kulubu happens in the Sthanapana Mandapa, as told by me in the episode before. Now the Kulubu Srinivasa Murti is seated on the golden chair and he is given with due respect in terms of all Harati is done. The Asthana Pandit stands before him, the Kulubu Srinivasa Murti, says that day is Panchanka Sankraham, the Tithi day, the star, etc. After that, the day before's income from all sources are read before him and laid to his holy feet. Then start the Sahasranam Archana Seva. This is again open to the public to witness. This Archana Seva starts with the chief priest starting to pray Lord Venkateshwara with all his holy names. Divine flowers as Tulasi are used in this when every name is recited. The Sankalpa or the promise is done on behalf of everyone for the upliftment of this whole earth as a whole Archana. This takes place at least for 20 minutes, and in this valuable time we can have the fullest darshan of the Lord from his toe to head. I think let me wind today's episode here by lifting my hands over my head, raising the slogam, raising the name Govinda, Govinda, and let me join you again in the next episode for the next of the day's seva. Srinivasa Govinda Venkataramana Govinda. Srimate Nihamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha.